I think one of the biggest things for me that changed this year was that I stopped disappearing on myself. Now, I don't mean physically, I mean emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Because if I'm being honest, I spent a lot of years abandoning myself. Not intentionally. Most of the time, I didn't even know that that was something that I was doing. I was just so focused on not drowning because everything felt so heavy. So the best way for me was to focus on surviving. So I focused on relationships. I focused on my responsibilities. I even focused on making sure that everybody was okay. And somewhere in the middle of all of that focusing and surviving, I just stopped checking on myself. I started to forget who I was. And I think once I also became a mom, I was so focused on being the best mom that I could be. So I wasn't Rachel. I was Jayla's mom. And I think after like postpartum and really regaining like just a sense of who I am, I started reflecting more, right? And then once I started reflecting, my attention that was everywhere else started to become more censored, right? Not censored, more centered. I was no longer focused on other people's choices, other people's inconsistencies, not even other people's healing, and most definitely not other people's potential. Can't stand potential. If you spent years focusing on other people, eventually you're going to have to face yourself. It's just a matter of time of when you can't take it anymore. But that's everyone's journey. And this is mine. And once I sat with myself, I started to ask myself questions. What am I feeling? What do I want? Why do I keep making these same choices and expecting a different result? And why I keep leaving myself behind. And when I answered them truthfully, those answers weren't easy because it was based on other people and their wants and their needs, but not mine. And answering those questions and reflecting on those questions, it changed me because healing wasn't trying to become some new person. It was really just coming back to myself again and being who I really am, my authentic self, again and again and again on repeat. And it started off really small, just small little things. One example, doing yoga to decompress at night, going for walks with my daughter, journaling my thoughts throughout the day, because you can't keep the crazy inside. Resting when I literally was exhausted, and the most important, keeping promises to myself. None of those things are spectacular or extraordinary. They are simple little systems that I've put in place of my everyday life to be secure within myself. Because every little thing, every little checklist, it's proof that I want to stay connected to myself. Because for so long I hid, I played roles, I shrunk myself in conversations, didn't speak when I had the opinion, had the answer. I adapted to other people's boundaries to make them obviously feel better, or not to make a scene, or to keep the peace. I survived. Every time I show up, every time I stay visible, I create anyway. Every time I'm keeping another promise to myself. And that's what healing became for me. Never perfection. Not becoming somebody else, not fixing myself. And every time I stay, I trust myself just a little bit more. I think that's where the really healing starts. If you've been reconnecting with yourself and you're no longer abandoning yourself, I would love to hear what's been helping you. And if you're on a healing journey of your own, you're welcome to stay here for a while.